Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So this morning we've been working on collapsing pro boxes so that they take up less space on the trailer, so when they come to get them they can get more per load. So we've got them all collapsed. They're all stacked up. We got all the pallets from the seed corn and what few beans I did have on pallets, or I had one pallet of beans. So anyways, what we're going to do today is friend of ours needed 2 loads of railroad stone, so we got some out of the stockpile back here. I'm gonna walk back, I'm gonna get the 200 excavator, I'm gonna go load Dad 3 buckets of sand for one of our cousins. They're putting a pool in, they need a little bit of sand, and after they do that we're gonna head over and we're gonna start rolling over that sod on that 10-year CRP ground that we're putting back into production, and we'll get that all plowed. We got the 720 over there, the 5020's over there. Dad and I started last night, but we quit because the 5020 was really low on fuel and it was already 7:30 and we were kind of tired, so we just said we'd come back fresh this morning. The 5020's got a little bit of issue with the rock shaft for the 3-point hitch. It's bypassing some oil. I want to try to figure that out this morning before I start plowing again, so I'm gonna head out to John Deere and get some parts breakdowns and possibly get some O-rings and stuff to replace in the rock shaft control valve. I'm gonna try to switch some out and see if that helps it any, but it bypasses oil so bad that the rock shaft housing gets to the point where it's so hot you can't touch it. So bypassing oil creates heat, of course, so that tells me that it's got an issue. So anyways, we'll get that sand loaded up. Dad's strength's just kind of dressing up the pile of railroad stone there, and we'll get over there and we'll get plowing and see what we can get done today. We'll get some videos of plowing. So one thing I definitely want to do on the channel here in the near future is I want to do some dragline videos. It's been a while since I've dug with a crane. I want to get the bucket put on it and get some digging done. I want to dig in the pond out back here, and then I want to take it over to my gravel pit and use it over there for quite a while. I miss running it. It's just been so busy that I haven't had a chance to use it. So we're gonna get in it and do some digging sometime, because I know that's been some requested videos, and I need to get back in it. Alright, so it's been a little bit since I've run a hoe. Let's see if I still got what it takes. Fix the hole in that bed. Some concrete ripped a hole in it. I actually have a complete other bed for it with a really thick floor. Just that bed's 3 foot too long, so we got to shorten it. Probably just going to switch the whole bed out. That should be clean enough sand for a swimming pool base, I think. There's a root in it, but that'll be alright. They can pick the roots out. Okay, there he goes. So this is the other truck bed I was talking about. It's a real nice bed, so it just needs shortened up. So maybe we'll do that as a project this summer. We'll cut it apart and take a section out, slide it back together, weld it up, put it on the truck. I think that'd make a good YouTube project. So, okay, I'm gonna head up to the shop. As you can see, my noble cat Wilson is waiting to escort me back to the shop. So we'll get up there to the shop and head to town. I'll get some information from John Deere on that rock shaft and get a little bit of breakfast, and then we'll head over and start rolling some sod over and get that prepared to plant soybeans on it. Right, Wilson? Are you coming with me, or are you going hunting in the crane? He's going hunting. So, okay, we'll head back up to the shop. Okay, so this is one of the fields that we're going to plow. Dad and I did start last night. We got that much done. So we did tear into the 50-20 when we got here, and we did not find really anything. We found a few specks of like O-ring and a couple springs and some of the little valves, but nothing very promising. We checked the priority valve under the dash that all the oil goes through once it comes from the front hydraulic pump. Didn't really find anything there. So we're gonna run it a little more and just try to figure it out as we go. I'm just not sure exactly what's wrong with it, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it so it's not running the hydraulic system too hot. So we're gonna put fuel in it, and I'm gonna start plowing again, and we'll see what we can get done today. Plowed up, we're gonna go ahead and run the disc over it with the 8650 and kind of pack it back down a little bit and cut up any tree roots or any roots like that up on top that rolled over with the plows. There are a few stumps that we need to go and pluck out with the bobcat and pinchers and get rid of those. I think it turned out real nice for what it was. I mean, it's always a bear to plow sod. That's one of the hardest things there is to plow. Pulls kind of hard because it's such a mat of material that you're trying to roll over. So it really works the tractors. We'll get it all disced up. I'll probably hit it twice with the disc, and then by the time I come through with the air seeder with the closing wheels on the back, I think they will feather it out real nice and make it look real nice behind it. So there's this field that we just come out of, and then there's this field over here. I'll disc over here real quick so you can see it. Now this strip through here was farmed, but now they want to put this whole farm back into production. So it's all out through there between the woods is there, and then it's all that. There's quite a bit of ground here. It goes all the way back up to the road over there. So we got to get this plowed yet. There's quite a bit to plow there. This is that poison hemlock shit. Stuff's starting to get out of control. We need to start controlling that somehow. It's not hard to control out in the field, but along roadsides and stuff, it's getting to be real bad. The counties need to start spraying for it or something. I don't have the disc very deep, that's why it's not cutting it up very well. But I didn't want the disc too deep for up here because I didn't want to end up pulling any sod back up. I just want to roll over the top of the root mass and just kind of, you know, cut it up a little bit, firm it up, and pack it back in. I don't want to get too crazy with it. I know there hasn't been very many videos of the 8650 because I've been busy planting beans, so I haven't been around it much. Our friend Dave that helps us out, he's been running it the most. It's turned out to be a really good tractor after we got the air conditioner stuff all fixed. And there was one hydraulic line underneath that was a steel line that I had to fix. It was rusted out where it had been encased in a bunch of mud on top of the one cross member, and it rusted it out. But I got that fixed, and everything so far has been really good with this tractor. So I'm going kind of slow because it is rough, so the tractor will pull this a lot faster, but I'm just taking my time. Okay, I'm gonna finish disking this up. We'll get the video when I'm done with this one. Well, after disking it, I think it turned out real nice. We're gonna hit it again before we plant it, but there's some clumps of sod on top, but nothing real big. So I think another pass with the disc, and then by the time I plant it, it'll look pretty darn good. So I'm gonna go on the other side of the tree line now and do some more plowing. had this whole side plowed. It hasn't been fun, but we're getting it done. Just a lot of little tree stumps and sod getting stuck. I broke almost all my cover boards off. I have to get some new ones. I'm gonna order steel ones this time, get rid of them poly ones. Poly moldboards are wonderful though out here because it keeps stuff slick and it keeps the dirt rolling fairly nice, especially down the muck. Tyler's now on this side of the tree line. You can see him over there, he's getting that worked. So we're gonna keep plowing and get the rest of this knocked out. Well, I come off the hill over there. Dad said go on through, and it didn't work out so well. Got down here to the muck and kind of fell in a little bit. Whoops. Yep, I swamped her. Oh boy. There's some nasty stuff out here. Well, here comes help. He'll get me out. Well, since we were having trouble plowing through all them briar root mass and stuff that was underground, we decided that we would bring the disc out. Now this disc is actually considered a disc plow if you look it up in the John Deere brochures. This has got the notched blades on it and it's pretty aggressive. It actually pulls just as hard. If you lift the wheels up, you put all the weight of the disc on the blades, it pulls just as hard or harder than that 6-bottom on-land plow I've been pulling. So in fact, I had to stop for a while because the tractor was running a little warm. But I got all this disced. I'm gonna hit it a couple more times at a couple different angles, and Dad's just concentrating on the ground that we can plow easily. This was just a very, very troubled spot. You come up here and all 4 bottoms of the plow would plug up all at once. It's so much root mass under there. So now Tyler's back at it. He's got little Ivory with him, his little daughter. They're gonna work that ground that we've got plowed. It's actually working up really nice. Even where I've had to disc it, I mean, it's getting to the point where a couple more times over, it'll be good to plant. And then after Tyler discs it with the 30-foot disc, it'll really be good. So I'm gonna let that tractor cool off a little bit, and then I'll get back to discing. Well, the 5020 is officially dead. Something happened to it. I kind of got stuck there, ran out of power, couldn't get out, and then all of a sudden it got its power back, made the turn, come up here, come off the ditch bank, and it just up and died. And now it won't start again. It won't even act like it's getting fuel. I think something finally come to a head in that injector pump. So she's done for. So Tyler's gonna take me back to the end of the field, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna figure something out. Well, we're going back to the end of the field. Yeah. So, unfortunately, 5020's dead. Not exactly sure what happened, but we'll figure it out.
Two grown men can't fit an 8650 cab, if you were wondering. So.
Right too deep in the sound guard. Well, what do you think of this tractor?
I like it a lot. It's a big difference from the tractors I ran. I'm used to auto steer and CVT transmissions.
Nothing like the old school shit?
No. No. It's nice just to get in here and relax and just drive, not have to worry about punching anything in computers and all that.
Yeah, that is true, because running them Challenger tractors, there's a lot of electronic stuff to mess with.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace, I will say that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Might have to come running more often.
Yeah, anytime you want to. In fact, we might be hiring, so. Well, I got the 5020 out of the field. I think it's got an issue. So the next thing it's gonna go is right up on the trailer and back to the shop, because it don't have no oil pressure all of a sudden. And it's got a lot of blow by. So something happened. Not sure what it was, but something happened, unfortunately. It was fun while it lasted. So I'm gonna walk back down and get my pickup. As I took my pickup down there, I got it running. Had to ether it. Actually got it running. Got the disc unhooked off of it and brought it over here out of the way. So I guess I'll have to bring another tractor to get my plow, or bring the Bobcat and pick it up and set it on the trailer. The only bad thing about semi-mountain plowers, there's only one way to pull them, and that's with a 3-point hitch. Oh man. Oh well. We'll fix it. Maybe it's time for a 619 swap. Let's just swap that 5020 motor out for the 619 out of the 8640, and the axle mount duals off the 8640. Maybe it's time. Yeah, we'll see what Dad says. Well, we're all done for the day. So the 5020, she's got some issues. We have no oil pressure, or very little oil pressure now. I'm not sure exactly what happened. So we're gonna have to look into that, but I took it over, I unhooked the disc and got it on the other side of the tree line until we can get the trailer here to get it. So Tyler done a beautiful job of discing this. Turned out real nice what he done. So
tried.
Yeah, he's still hired. He didn't get fired, so that's a good thing. But
didn't get stuck either.
Didn't get stuck. Not
almost
even one
got
time.
haired up in a couple spots, but
yeah,
the old 8650 walked right out of it.
Yeah, it's hard to hold these old tractors back. They're lightweight, they got plenty of power, and especially if they got good tires on, they'll go anywhere.
Yeah, those tires are aggressive.
Yeah. Yep. So I think we're going to end this one right here. We got plenty of video content between him and I, so make sure you go check him out at Tyler Tunis on YouTube. So he'll really appreciate it if you give him a like and subscribe while you're there. You're what, up to 42?
Somewhere in there. Yeah, slowly climbing.
Like I told him, that's the best way to build a channel, because you don't want one video that just goes viral and then you got to try to come up with that high caliber content all the time to keep people into it. So like I told him, I said I'm very fortunate for the subscribers that I have. It's like I have a 20,000 member family now. And like I said, you know, I produce a video almost every day, because if I don't, some of them are worried about me, which is fine. So anyways, thank you for watching. We greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you all in the next one. The next one will probably be planting this farm. So got to get some more beans from M&R Ag Service. We're going to be planting some beans with some special treatment on them for this ground, since it was CRP ground for 10 years. We need to put a treatment on to make them beans nodulate. So I think that's the proper term for it.
I think so, somewhere in there.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Sarah from M&R Ag Service for some more details on that, but that's what her and Roger suggested that we planted on this, since it hasn't been in production for so long. So that'll definitely help them beans grow and produce. So, but we'll talk about that all in the next video. So thank you for watching.
See you guys in the next one. Give like it and subscribe, and see you guys in the next one.